What's going on this week in Nerf?
Welcome to This Week in Nerf, your source for first-party, third-party, and community Nerf news. I'm Adriana, and we've got a little bit of official stuff, a little bit of sneaky, secret sneak peeks, and we'll get to see that on this show. That's why we're here. News. The full-size version of Tracer's pistol from Overwatch is now available on Amazon. And this blaster is a 3-ball internal magazine top priming rival blaster. And it is honestly kind of cool. It looks very substantial in the hands. That kind of brings up that with only a 3-ball magazine, it seems like they could have gone a little more because it's very bulky in the front. It should have more room. Maybe it's moddable. Who knows? They're claiming 90 FPS, which is, standard stock rival performance. No complaints there. Standard stock rival is actually pretty great. I have no complaints there. It does only come with 3 balls. I don't know how you're expected to keep up with only 3 balls. So hopefully, if you get this one, you have a stash of rival ammo at home. One of the big selling points of this blaster, its gimmick, is the spinning reload action, and it is not as cool as it sounds. It sounds like it does something crazy and weird and cool, but nope. When you prime, the little dial rotates. That's it. That's the spinning reload action. But I think this blaster could be pretty cool as a prop blaster. A little expensive for only firing 3 rounds at $30. But if it's worth it to you, then it's worth pre-ordering on Amazon and getting it on January 27th. Koenig House 3D shared some photos on Instagram of these shells for Buzzbee double shots. I'm not sure if there's any other blasters they go with, but I know they definitely work with the double shot. And I personally think that blaster is awesome, and I find them in thrift stores without the shells, and that makes me very sad because I've also lost my shells, and it's a fun blaster, so having more shells to go in it is a good thing. So I'm very, very happy these are being produced, and he's selling them on eBay, 6 for $10 plus shipping. And he claims that they make the blaster more accurate, which is awesome, and they accept both full and half-length darts. So I never even thought about firing half darts out of my double shot, but we'll see how that works. Link to his eBay where you can purchase that in the description. We've got some names for some upcoming Dart Zone blasters showing up in the US trademark search, and I'm excited to share those with you. I always think these name leaks are really fun. I hope you guys do too. But the 2 names that come up most recently are Eon Pro and Annihilator. And I know everyone's first initial gut reaction to Aeon Pro is going to be, oh, is that part of the Dart Zone Pro line? I don't think so. Because while the line's called Dart Zone Pro, the blaster itself was called the Dart Zone Pro Mark I. And it seems really weird to start out numbering things and then not continue numbering things. That just doesn't make sense as a thing to me. Also, if you look at the description of what both of these trademarks are for, it mentions toy projectiles and mostly mentioning balls. So they're going to be the rival style ball blasters, I believe. And that goes for both of them. The Eon Pro and the Annihilator both seem to focus on the ball-related terminology in the trademark description request. So I'm very, very excited to see what these could possibly be. Dart Zone's been killing it with their offerings lately, so I think it'll be really good. I'm very excited. Alpaca XJ shared some kind of exciting photos of the rival magazine, and we haven't seen these show up in a year. Yeah, our first sighting of this was a year ago on some box art for the Edge Helios. And he's saying it won't be released with the Edge Helios. Well, I guess we'll see how true that is in the future, but I cannot believe that it was finished enough to have on the box art, but then nothing about it. I'm crossing my fingers and hoping that it's just a pain in the butt to manufacture and they hadn't gotten it to work the way that they wanted to, and I'm hoping that they're not waiting for an expensive rival release to include it with. And I'm also hoping that it'll be sold separately because it's a super cool thing. I want to use it in a Hera. I think a similar thing may have happened with the 50-round drum. Initially, that was spotted on box art for the Stampede, but the Stampede was not shipped with a 50-round drum. It ended up being with the Titan, which was a very expensive blaster, so I'm just crossing my fingers that that's not a trend. Please don't be a trend. One more thing about the original box art that we found the Rival Mag in, this Edge Chronos, I've also been told, will not be released. I'm hoping that we see more about this Rival Mag at Toy Fair. I'm hoping it works well. I'm just hoping, because it's a really, 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 really cool thing, and I want to buy it. Please be available soon. And now I will share with you a secret sneaky peek that I got to see and drew another beautiful, beautiful picture for you guys. So we're going to talk about the key features that I saw in this blaster and that I think are there. So this giant top prime was the first thing that I noticed, and it really reminded me of a Magnus, so that leads me to believe that it's an internal magazine blaster. My gut says 3 darts. I have no idea why. It's really hard to tell scale in photos, so maybe it's up to 5 darts. That would go really well with the name Ultra 5, but I just feel like it's 3. Again, we can't know that until we see it in somebody's hand. Then we get a better idea of how large the darts are in comparison to what seems like could be the magazine area. The second thing that we notice is this absolutely hideous handguard. First of all, it looks like it cuts into your hand a little bit where you actually have to grip it, and then it spreads your fingers apart, which I personally hate. And it's a hideous baby poop yellow. Clearly some designers said, make it gold, not understanding that gold is a material, not a color. If they had coated it with whatever material they used for the Ultra logo itself, it would actually look really cool, but instead it's this flat plastic, just hideous. I'm not excited for this blaster even a little bit. It has none of the innovation of the 2, doesn't seem as moddable as the 4. We haven't seen the 3, so, you know, no opinion there. The 1 is crap, and I think this one's worse than the 1. And in more beautiful news, we have this week's mod of the week. It comes from Munkle Mods, and he's calling this one Demon's Breath. It's got a Vulcan body, a Firefly stock, a dual strike underbarrel, and rapid strike internals. And it took a lot of looking to figure out where all of the parts begin and end. And thank goodness he said what these bits were in his post, because otherwise I would have no idea what it was. It just looks like how a blaster is supposed to look, you know? It flows together so well. I'll never understand integrations, just how people see how these things can mush together. It's simply astounding. And one of the coolest features on this thing, I think, is that it only has 1 trigger. Yeah, 2 blasters, 2 different firing modes, but a single trigger. So how that works is a small pull of the trigger to fire the rapid strike, and if you pull it all the way, it also triggers that underbarrel dual strike, and that is just so cool. And to top it all off, he did LED work too. Like, way to show off, Munkle Mods. But that looks awesome. Thank you so much for sharing, and it was really tough to pick this week, so if you want to see more of the amazing mods that were shared, there's a link in the description to the This Week in Nerf Digest. Check that out. Check out all of the mods that I'm not talking about right now, because they're also really good. And that is all of the news for this week. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate everyone tuning in every week. It makes me so happy. We'll be back next week, Monday, 9 a.m. Pacific. Again, the Nerf Digest is a written version, and there's a link to that in the description, along with links to all of the things that I talked about, so clicky, clicky, clicky on all of those things. Whew, I am ready to sit down because my legs hurt. Went to a war yesterday and it was so much fun. It snowed. I think Nerf is better when you can't stay standing up. It was slipping and sliding all over the place, but it was just a blast. But now I'm sore. Time to sit. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye. I didn't say anything about spinning reload action that take. Dope. Why do I suck today? Tracer's trait is, what is it? It's a 3-round. Why is this hard today? Gonna have to redo it. Know how long to wait on the MTP device. Busy. Potentially 5 capacity. Hopefully 5, that would go with the name. And what is happening? Internal temp high, allow it to cool. Dope. This one comes from Munkle Mods. And in better, happier. Oh, I never did my 3 claps. Use this. Sorry.